Your income doesn't matter. Your age doesn't matter. Your race doesn't matter. Your geographical location doesn't matter. There's a thing that you and I are dealing with in your money, and it's called math. And none of those things I just mentioned give you a pass on math. And where people get themselves in trouble, including when I went broke many years ago because I was stupid, we get ourselves in trouble when we don't bother and do the math before we do the transaction. We're the stupid woman from San Diego who leased her dog for $5,400. We make $90,000 a year, and somehow in our brains figure out that our children deserve a $50,000 Honda SUV. And now we have to take the kids out of private school because we can't pay the payments on the SUV and the private school because we didn't do math. We're 21 years old. We buy a $10,000 car, run up $10,000 in credit card debt, and have $10,000 in medical bills and make $30,000 a year. When you make $30,000 a year, there's nowhere in that plan that the $10,000 car makes sense. There's nowhere in that plan that running up a bunch of credit card debt gives you any room to breathe. You already can't breathe. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. Our health care is provided by Medicaid, which is welfare, because we qualify. If I go back to work, we won't qualify for that. And if I go back to work, then I'll have to pay for daycare. When you make $30,000 a year, there's nowhere in that plan that the $10,000 car makes sense. There's nowhere in that plan that running up a bunch of credit card debt gives you any room to breathe. You already can't breathe. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids.
People, that's not a defect. That's not a whatchamacallit. That's not a a break. I actually loop it, and I loop it because I love the way Dave Ramsey put emphasis on 3 kids and make $28,000 a year. But once again, a lot of you individuals, you meet individuals that ain't got no job and on welfare with 2 kids claiming that their kids is all good. They got this, they're strong, they're independent. What that man just put an emphasis on, a person with 3 kids and only makes $28,000 a year. Good morning, y'all. Welcome to the show. I'm Chris One of the Chris One Radio Group, broadcasting live from my house today. I appreciate you guys for being here. Honestly, man, you guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you said, hey, man, that ugly dude he's at it again. Merry New Year to you all. I hope you guys had a good bringing of this new year. I know I did. I'm chilling out with the great she cakes. And because of the happenings in the last few days, the question that I must impose on you today is, do you know your worth? Do you know your worth? And it's the reason why it's the reason as to why a lot of people are in the situation that they're in. I'm going to go high on this one. I'm going to go 90-something% of individuals are in the situation that they're in because they don't know their worth. They don't. They don't. I want to thank my man DaShawn for ringing in the year, giving me a $10 contribution via my Cash App. So, my man, I definitely appreciate that. DaShawn, I actually gave you a shout out at the bottom of this video. Your name is the first thing that people see when they look at the description of the video. So, DaShawn, I definitely want to thank you for that. So, I want to talk about worth. I want to talk about worth. People, I'm going to tell you something. When you look at a sale, if you go and look at a car, if you go to a car lot and that car lot has a sale, that car lot will give you an understanding, believe it or not, the value of their product based on the sale. Honda, back in the past, said that they were the car that sells themselves. If you go into a Bentley dealer, they don't have sales. They don't have sales at the Bentley dealer. And the reason why they don't have sales at the Bentley dealer is because Bentleys are for the prestigious class. If you can't afford one, you need not even go to the dealership. So you're not going to go to a Bentley dealership and see sales because Bentley know their worth. People, when I meet a person and they give me their resume on how they treated individuals in the past or how they were treated in the past, it helps me understand their worth. I have a friend of mine. So let's crack it open like this. Let's get it cracking. Got a friend of mine, James Lewis, my little brother from another mother. James Lewis was always excited about, I met this chick. Hey, man, I took her to this place. She never been there before. I would tell James Lewis, hell, if you met a chick and she never been there before, don't be the first to take her there. Don't introduce somebody to a higher class because they never earned it. That is one of the grandest reasons as to why the people on welfare expect more welfare. Give me a second. Okay. So my man would meet a person, and then what he would do is he would introduce them to some new upper class of living. I told him, bruh, Honestly, that's a no-go over here. We do not introduce somebody into an upper class of life, an upper class of life. And I'm gonna explain to you why we don't do that. I'm gonna tell you why we don't do that. This is just simple facts, simple mathematics. We're talking about worth this morning here on the 2nd of January on this 2021st year of our Lord. Right? Talking about worth. And I'm talking about worth because a lot of you guys, you can say what you want, but you don't know your worth. I promise you, you don't know your worth. If you did, you would be offended by the things that you accepted. You would, if you honestly knew your worth. But you don't know your worth. You're here with me this morning, and I'm gonna give you a tune-up. I'm gonna give you a tune-up. All right. So what am I saying? What am I saying? All right. So what exactly is it that I'm saying? What I'm saying is, no matter what, if you meet somebody, whether you're a woman and you meet a man, or you're a man and you meet a woman, if you meet somebody and they tell you, I never went to the Cheesecake Factory, don't take them to the Cheesecake Factory. You need to keep that individual in their class, because when you take somebody that you're giving them more than their own worth, they now expect that. You just introduced them to a new drug. Yeah, you introduced them to a high quality drug that they will not allow you to treat them less than, and they did not earn it. I'm talking about work this morning here on WLAW Law Talk Radio. I'm talking about the laws of logic, League of Dads, National Fathers League Talk Radio, 98.3.com FM. Doing this thing from home. And I appreciate you guys for being here. You guys have been anywhere else in the world. Appreciate those thumbs up. Come on, stop with me. Stop being with me here. So I'm talking about worth. And what I just said previously, I said a lot of you have given people worth that they did not deserve. So let's break it down like this. You meet an individual. I'm talking to you guys now. This is a platform for men. You meet a woman. She got 5 kids by 5 different dudes. She tells you, I'm all good. She tells you, my kids are taken care of. My kids don't need for nothing. My kids are the classic thing that just gets me lightheaded every time I hear it. My kids don't need no daddy. That's all taken care of, right? If that was the case, it wouldn't have been said. But you guys fall for it like idiots. So here's what you do. You call that individual and you tell her, hey, I'm going to buy you some pizza because your kids are good, right? So I can just bring you some pizza. Because I assure you, every time you do something for that woman, you're going to hear, well, I got kids too. So you ain't going to be able to you're not going to be able to go to a pizza parlor, go get 2 slices of pizza and say, I'm going to bring you a slice and me a slice, and not bring her 5 kids any. You're going to have to bring them all. And the reason for that is it's a contradiction of what was said previously. My kids are good. My kids don't need. So what you are doing, if you meet an individual, this goes for men and women now. If you meet an individual and they get around via Uber, don't tell that person, you need a ride, I'll take you where you need to go. Don't do that. You met them with an Uber. You say, hey, when you come into my house, whether you're a man or a woman, when you come into my house, you let them say, hey, listen, I'll come to your house when I get my Uber. Or it's hard for me to get an Uber. Okay, well, I'll be here. The door will be open or whatever it is, whatever setup you got. But do not introduce a new way of transportation to a person that's getting Uber. Don't do that. Because now what you did is you now assumed their responsibility for travel. And this happened because you just upgraded their worth. I had a good Christmas. I had a good birthday. My woman brought me some grand gifts. Not good, not great, grand. But she did this because she knows my worth. And I know hers. Our worth, we have same class worth. We are two different classes of people. She gets mad when I say that. But our worth is equal. Now, I'm going to tell you something. A lot of you people, when it comes to worth, you use holidays for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, you do. You're a holiday wrong reason person. You use it for all the wrong reasons. So let us just explore the possibilities. So I know that this woman that I have in my life, I know she's the one. She's the uno. She's Neo. I know this. So I already took steps for the next step. We've been watching 90 Day Fiancé. I'm not hooked. But we've been watching 90 Day Fiancé, and what I've seen is a lot of individuals, a couple of individuals anyway, where there's two different finance classes. The worth is it's just some stuff is off balance. And a lot of individuals, well, a couple of individuals I see on a show is like, you can't afford to be that person. So there was this one couple, she was from the Dominican Republic, and she just was asking this guy for a whole bunch of stuff. And it was like, number one, that's not normally her class. That's not. So you gotta know worth. But there was that same couple. Wow. Okay. Here's a better way to come at this at. We're talking about worth. Talking about worth. Do you know your worth in how you treat or how you get treated? Do you know your worth? So here's an example that I want to use when it comes to knowing your worth, whether you're getting treated or how you're treated, right? Oh, I got 9% on this thing. I better get this thing on a charger. 9%. Where the heck? Where's my charger? Okay. Let's see if we can hook this up to this thing and snatch some juice. Snatch some laptop juice. Is it charging? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all an example of what it is when it comes to worth. If you watch 90 Day Fiancé, the show is really, really crazy. really crazy. Really something else. 90 Day Fiance. So when you watch 90 Day Fiance, you'll see a lot of displays of worth. So me and my woman, we're watching 90 Day Fiance. And there's this woman from the Dominican Republic that is in season 7. There's this woman from the Dominican Republic and she says, he promised me Chanel, he promised me Gucci, he promised me, right? So my woman, being a woman, she was like, the guy is a little bit delinquent. And I agree with that. But I just don't agree with the title, the name brand. I agree with that. I just don't believe he promised her these specific name brand items. I believe that he promised her all a house, a better apartment, a place to live. She just didn't know it was going to be a 1-bedroom apartment. He promised that he'll buy her some clothes. He didn't say, I promise you I'll buy you product, because he didn't have it. So I had to explain to my woman this. Because we're talking about worth. And this is for those individuals that want to do that thing where you go to another country and you want to pick a bride, et cetera, et cetera. Know their worth. Because that's what we're talking about. People, I'm going to tell you something. If I went to Ethiopia to get me a woman, people, I ain't got to promise her T-bone steaks. If I go get a woman from Ethiopia, I can promise her bologna sandwiches. I'm laughing at something else. Oh man, that wasn't nice, man. But it was the truth. You know, if I went to Ethiopia to get a chick, I ain't gotta promise her a big house. I can promise her a studio apartment. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. I ain't gotta promise her no car. I can have a bike. For the mere fact we're traveling on paved roads is an upgrade. Let's be clear, man. Come on. What they say in the streets, I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. Keeping it real, man. Keeping it real. Come on, Miss Sheet Cake. Stop laughing at me. I hear you laughing at me. Shoot. I don't need that this morning. I need love, not laughter. Let's be clear. Worth. I'm talking about worth. A lot of you guys and girls, you obviously don't know your worth when it comes to the class of what you've got and what you're bringing them to. You don't know your worth. Let me just tell you this. I'm crying, y'all. Tearing up. I'm gonna just tell y'all this. This is true facts. Motion from the front door. Hold on a second, my damn. Oh, that was the mailman person. My camera caught the mail person. My camera caught him. See that? I got 2 cameras on the porch. So that's what y'all gotta understand. Hold on a second, though. What the heck is this thing doing, man? Now I'm going to tell y'all worth, especially in the Black community versus other communities. I'm going to tell y'all, help y'all understand worth. Because y'all don't get it. Help y'all understand worth. Because it's one of the biggest reasons as to why. Are you serious, man? Wow. Meet somebody, whether you're a woman and you need a man, or you're a man and you need a woman. Oh, wow. If you meet somebody. Worth from foreign country. Okay, so check this out. In the community, and this is prevalent as to what I'm talking about here today. Because, and this is what I'm talking about. This is what when I meet a woman and she says, "Well, I dated a guy that was this, and I dated a guy with that," and I'm just not trying to hear it. It's just the way it is. It's how I roll in my thought process because I've never done it and never will. So, people, here's what I always tell individuals more than anything, the unfortunates more than anything. In the Black community, or the community you guys call Black, there are so many classes. There are so many classes. In the good category, there are so many classes, and in the bad category, there are so many classes. I tell my woman, me and her from different classes, but it's not like she's from a bad class and I'm from a good class. She's from a different class than I'm from. I'm an introvert, she's an extrovert. She got friends, a million friends. She got friends, best friends, associates, blah, blah. I just got best friends. I don't have normal friends. I don't do normal. I'm too old to do normal friends. I got best friends and that's it. Different classes of people. But in the white community, there's upper, middle, lower, and that's that. In the Black community, there's upper that thinks good, upper that's still ghetto, upper that's good, middle that's doing okay, middle that's trashy, middle that's just coming out of lower class, ghetto, tramp, sleazy, ratchet rat. You know, there's all these classes. So the unfortunate is in the Black community, the worth. Boy, you got to have so many worth tests. I need y'all to follow me. But in the white community, they don't accept. Let me tell you something in the white community when it comes to worth. In the white community, if you trailer trash, you know your place is in the back. Your place is not up front. Your place is in the back. Bounce. In the Black community, the lower class want to shun the upper class. In the Black community, the dirt ball donkeys want to make you feel bad because you're 52 years old, you did everything right in life, you speak well, you articulate yourself very well, and you get looked at like, yo, he think he all that. No, you damn right. I know I'm all that. And twice on Sunday, I need y'all to follow me. So what the lower class do is the lower class, they try to shun anybody that talks better, anybody that's doing better, drives a better car, looks better, healthier. All they shun those. And in the black community, we allow our lower worth to we talk to our lower worth. In the white community, white people be like, when the trailer trash people come around, they be like, your place is in the back. Oh, why do you even have a table out here? You don't even talk like us. Your language is not like ours. Your conversation is like ours. We have nothing in common. You seen an example of this, yes? You didn't? Give me a second. Just give me a second. Give me a second. You did see an example of this. The movie was called Titanic. Think about it. I'll get right back to you. So you have to talk to me because you love it. Here, go right here. Here it is right there, punk. Huh? Okay, thanks. Yeah, so, all right. So there was a movie that came out in 1998 named Titanic. And in that movie, Titanic, you seen a guy by the name of Jack who was aboard the Titanic. He was in the third class. He won a bet and he hung out with the people in the upper class. And they made that dude feel like he was a lower classman. Did they not? For those that's in the movie. That's how it is in the white community. In the black community, there's a perspective. You think you all that. You damn right. In the black community, there are so many different classes worth getting Mitch Mac. And this is why a lot of individuals find themselves dealing with people that are not in their worth, and they accept it due to some black community guilt chart trip. I don't know. I'm not on it. Let's be clear. I know my worth. I'm not going to deal with nobody that's going to meet me and say, oh, look, I like you. You're a great, this is what I was told last year, excuse me. You're a great guy, but I'm banging two other dudes. And hey, listen, I promise you a date. I promise you something real soon. The problem with it, that idiot didn't know was I know my worth. I know my worth. I know my worth. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about you knowing your worth, and in relationships, how you allow others to treat you. If you allow someone to treat you outside your worth while you're in a relationship, no, we're going to break it up. We're going to go the start of a relationship, and you allow someone to treat you outside your worth. Right? Okay, so check this out. When you, and this is what a lot of my clients, this is where a lot of my clients catch it on the back end. This is where a lot of my clients catch it on the back end. People, I'm gonna tell you something. But before I get into this, let me tell you about me. And you know, I would tell Miss Cakes that I could date a woman with 5 kids by 5 different men. I could have even dated a woman that dealt with 2 guys at one time. The problem is I don't need to see it. Once I see it, it must have been in your past. Now I need y'all to follow me. Because people, here's where a lot of you people mess up at. You allow someone to feed you divine intervention. You allow somebody to feed you some garbage on. No, I understand now. No, they don't. Life is the ultimate teacher. If you meet somebody and they're screwing multiple dudes, if you meet a man and he's screwing multiple women, and you allow that man to say, well, I ain't going with them no more since I met you, you are a first-class dummy. You are dumb. I swear, I hope you don't got no kids. You are the dumbest person in the world because you've seen how somebody move. And you're allowing them to now come to you and say, because I met you, you changed my life. They don't know you. They don't know how you're going to treat them. They don't know anything. If you're that shallow that you think that you can change the concept and perspective of someone, then you need to go to smart school and get taught common sense. Yeah, that's harsh, isn't it? Yeah, but you do it to yourself. Now I need y'all to follow me. Appreciate those thumbs up. Stop going with me. Don't be up going with me here. So you meet somebody and they show you their worth. You know why they show you their worth? Because they think they're worth more than you. When a person proudly tells you that this is how I do, this is how I roll, blah, 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 you know what I mean? You feel me? They're telling you this is the game of playing is my worth. And your worth is not of such. And what you do is you don't calculate because you don't use neuromatics, do you? You don't use neuromatics, do you? No, you don't. You don't use neuromatics. No, you don't. You don't use neuromatics. And the reason for me understanding my worth, I use neuromatics. And because I use neuromatics do not allow me to sit up there and try to fabricate someone's worth or fabricate how I know your worth and how we can somehow mesh together and be one. Nope. Neuromatics say to me, listen, and I want to be clear, neuromatics is adding nothing but 100% pure truth and you'll get your answer. The reason why you guys get into the situation and get into the things that you're in, because you allow yourself to be fabricated. You allow somebody to tell you something. You allow all these mystical things outside of the truth. You allow, you give people, here's the one ingredient that a lot of you use more than anything. Benefit of doubt. I'm going to get to that one after I do this. Hold on a second. I'll make a note of that. Benefit of doubt. That is the biggest thing, the biggest reasons as to why you guys get in relationship flaws. What's going on? Maxwell is in the building. He says good morning and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, my man. Appreciate you for being here. Appreciate individuals, appreciate those thumbs up, appreciate shares, etc., etc. So a lot of you get into relationships, you start relationships with people, and you're looking at something, and here's the biggest people, it's gonna be a long one today. Here's why a lot of you guys end up in the situation you end up in. Infatuation. You allow infatuation to kill worth. We're gonna talk about that later. But a lot of you guys, you meet somebody, and because of infatuation, or you give them the benefit of the doubt, you meet them and you accept a lower value of self. Yeah, you do. People, I've never accepted lower value of worth. No, ever. That's what you hear when you hear me talk. Hey man, how's your mom? Don't know, I don't speak to her. How's your former daughter? Don't know, don't speak to her. How's your brother? Don't know, don't speak to him. I know my worth. Such and such, don't know, don't speak to him. Such and such, having a clue, don't speak to him. How is it that when it comes to a person that filed bankruptcy 16 times, he buys a house? You know why? Because I showed the credit world, hey man, that was where I'm at. I'm past that. I'm good. They treat me as such. I go to certain places. I get the treatment as such. I write a book. They look at it. Oh, okay, this is good. Get treated as such with a book deal and publication deal. How come it's when I go to those people, my worth plummet? How I'm worth something to them, I ain't worth nothing to them. It's okay. The them that I'm not worth nothing to, slice X, no, we sever all communication. I'm talking about work. So when you meet somebody and you allow them to say, you're a great guy, but I need to put you on hold because I got some other guys all up in my butthole, it's up to you to be a dummy and say, I'll wait. Because greatness is on hold for game. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I got to write that down. People, so I meet somebody and here's what's going on in my head. I get told, you're a great guy. I promise you a date. What? And then you see where their time is going, or you have seen where their time is going. When you see where a person is spending their time, you see here, because here's what people in the community you guys call black. Here's what they say when they get all on anything. Man, I ain't got time for the bull yet. I ain't got time for the bull yet. You got me mixed up with somebody else. And then you see them all engaged and all into the bull yet. You see them all in the bull yet. Yeah, you all down with that bull yet. Yeah, you are. And then they come to you and they want to now give you some type of upper class logic. No. So I'm looking and I'm saying, so you got time for the game and you meet me and you introduce yourself various times. I'm minding my business. But I'm supposed to say, well, your booty is big, your waist is small. Because of that, I'm going to put my worth, I'm going to downgrade my worth. And I'm going to help you understand that me and you can be one. Baby, that's not how this works. Because I've been telling people all my life, I even tell James, my boy James, when James be like, well, you know what, this is how I roll. I say, James, I can't live like that, brother. The gatekeepers of greatness, the gatekeepers anointed me to be at the gatekeep as a gatekeeper. Like Amdal in Thor. Amdal is standing there in Asgard with his broad shoulders and his sword. Amdal is standing there like, I am the great keeper of Asgard. I cannot let no foolishness come. If you decide that your return will threaten Asgard, I shall close the gates. That's what he told Thor, the king's son. If your return threatens the Asgard, I will close the gates to you. Even though he was the son of the king, he told them, if your return threatens Asgard, I will close the gates to you. People, let me tell you something. Greatness requires discipline. It does. I'm sitting down here thinking of that verse when Amdal said that to Thor. And I'm sitting down here and I'm like, I was like that before the movie came out, but to hear that verse in the movie just confirms my perspective. You allow people when y'all meet, they introduce. When you meet somebody, your worth and their worth get introduced to each other. And dig this. You ready for this? You ready? They know their worth. They know when they're out of your class. They know it. They know when they look at you and they be like, oh, that person rolls like this. You want an example of this, yes? How come when a man see a chick that got a big booty and dressed like a slut, just sleazy with it, how come they get approached like, damn, ma, you looking good? Know what I mean? Damn, girl, you looking good. That's all he do is speak to that woman based on what she's projecting. She got a big ass and all her image is just sleazy. You can look at another individual and they got all those big body parts and you see a different, you look like they came from an office. But then when that individual see that woman with a big ass, this and all that, who look like she's conservative, this and all that, what do he do? Oh my God. Oh snap. God damn. How look? Okay. Then he go to, hey, how you doing? But you don't get the hey, how you doing? You get you're projecting fat booty bouncing. You bouncing, baby. You get that. That's why you get approached based on your worth. Here's what no woman could ever say in the history of my existence. Can no woman ever say, girl, you know, when I seen him, I did that thing where I you know what they all want to do. Oh, I got all this ass. I gotta put all my ass back in these jeans. All women say, girl, when he looked at me, I started doing that. Girl, when I turned around, that nigga was gone. People, I was in line at the supermarket one time. It was 4 people in front of me. This girl had this big. Soon as she get to me, how you doing? I'm like saying to myself, wait a minute. So you had 4 people in front of me. You wait till you get to me and do the booty bounce. My ass is big booty bounce in the jeans, the booty bounce in I got junk jeans dance. I got junk in my jean dance. When she started doing that nonsense, I turned left. I turned to the right, rather. Or yeah, to my left. I'm looking away like, I'm well, thank you. Doesn't work on me. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. I want to be clear. When you introduce yourself to somebody, you get treated based on your worth. If you look back in a relationship, don't, here's what I'm not going to do. I'll tell you guys, for 11 and a half years, I was a dummy dealing with DaShawn Bradley and her daughter. I don't say they treated me wrong and leave it at that. I say I was a dummy because I want to be clear about something. Me and my brother in 2017, well, we ain't get into it. He just felt the need. Me and my brother, he just started cursing me out. And what he did was he called me a goofy nigga. You goofy nigga. Because I like to joke around, right? He called me a goofy nigga. If you want to present this image to anybody where if you're a muscle-bound dude, you always wear muscle shirts. If you got a big butt, you always want to be flaunting it. You always want to, if y'all go to a club, you just want to dance or go on the dance floor and start doing booty dances and all that. Your mate is going to look at you like this mug. She's going to look at you like this dude always mug. It's a hidden, people collect perspectives on you. You throw them out and they collect them. There's a point. You can't, people think that when a person say, oh, I love you, that's just that. No, you throw out actions that you do and people collect perspectives on you. It is those things that when people get mad at you or y'all get into an altercation, they're now going to bring those collectibles out. My brother got mad at me. You goofy. Yeah, I put foots to you. I put foots to you. So you got to understand, like I understand, I gave DaShawn Bradley 11 and a half years of dumb. I call it, don't laugh, I call it being a father. But to her, it was, I'm treating you like, you still sticking around? Daughter, yes, mommy. You want to learn how to go over a black man? Of course, mommy. Of course, mommy. I want to learn how to start going over a black man. Okay. I'm going to teach you how to go over your dad. Okay. Because your dad is worth this. He's a black man. See, this is what goes on in my head. And then all of a sudden, her daughter started giving me the kiss too. So I had to tell her daughter one time, you got me confused with somebody that's going to fuck you when you get older. Yeah, that's harsh, ain't it? Yeah, you got me confused with that. I don't know what the fuck it is your mom is telling you, but let me give you an introduction to give a fuck. Yeah, because something's wrong with you. But that's okay. You got one more time. She obviously didn't hear me. 2 weeks later, she did that one more time. Haven't seen him since. Haven't seen him since. See, unlike y'all, and then we're going to move on. I'm not mad at Atia Bradley's daughter for what Atia Bradley did. I'm disappointed at Atia Bradley's daughter for what she did. She's not going to be able to come to me in 5 years or whenever and say, oh, I'm sorry, mommy made me. No. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that. It's what you did. Okay? So we're talking about worth this morning on WLAW Law Talk Radio, 98.3.com FM. I'm Chris One of the Chris One Radio Group. Appreciate you guys for being here, man. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world. Broadcasting from home on this January 2nd. Hope you guys having a good year. I got my man Max all up in this joint. And I definitely appreciate those thumbs up. So we're talking about worth. We're talking about worth. We're talking about worth. Now, when it comes to worth, got a couple more things I want to talk about. We're going to be here for a while, y'all. I want to talk about benefit of doubt. A lot of you guys, you need to start doubting the benefit. And the reason why you're given the benefit of the doubt is so that person is not worth the same as you. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. That's why you're giving that person the benefit of the doubt. That's why. This phone is getting hot. Let me see where we go. Let me see where we bloody go here. Let's see where we go here. You said you'd be coming back this way again, yeah. Baby, 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 oh baby. Let's see what we blow you got here. Okay, so 4 minutes and 3 seconds. I gotta see what's going on, and then we're gonna talk about benefit of doubt, because you guys got it up. Yeah, you do. Anymore ago, and so far away, I fell in love with you before the second show. Oh, and words to say is to say. Okay, the Clippers video is loaded. Can kill that one. Okay, so let me give me something to drink too, y'all. Give me something to drink. I'm not like Rick Rollins, a gas monkey. He got a beer assistant. Beer assistant. Look at him doing next commentary. Got a beer assistant. 4-8. Empty trash. Empty trash. Okay, let me grab. Excuse me. Let me grab me something to blow. Drink. I'll be right back, mate. Appreciate that. She left me some bloody tissue over here. I got a tissue assistant. Before the second show, oh, don't you remember you told me you love me, baby? Okay. So we got to make us a water concoction. So we take the water. We add some honey. Add some honey. We got to add some more stuff to the water concoction. Because I'm going to go work out after, well, I got a ride to do, but I got to add some pre-workout to Walter. She had some pre-workout. Okay, we added that. I don't know if you can see that smoldering. It gave it some blue flavor. We got the honey at the bottom, so we got to make sure that mixes up. So we get the honey in it. Then I can. Okay. So now I got me some bloody water. All right, so we're gonna talk about something that not every time, but when I talk about it, I kind of get a whoa. I'm talking about benefit of the doubt. And the biggest thing that needs to be invoked when it comes to relationships and worth is benefit of the doubt. That is the rule. Benefit of the doubt. All right. That is the grand rule of meeting someone in their worth. You should invoke the benefit of the doubt. People, let me tell you a clip of a movie. There was a movie called Alien versus Predator. And in that movie, Alien versus Predator, Sanaa Lathan had the alien's weapon. I love saying weapon. Sanaa Lathan had the alien's weapon. And in that movie, Sanaa Lathan was fighting one of the aliens. Well, the Predator came and walked up on Sanaa Lathan, and he was about to just straight send Sanaa Lathan to her maker. Then she said, wait! The enemy of my enemy is my friend. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And the alien was looking at her like, doing all that thing that they do. And she took his weapon off her back and slid it to her head. I understand you a bad motherfucker, and I'm gonna give you your weapon because I understand now what's going on. You had war with some other cats, and your chances up of winning. And the alien was like, and then when Sanaa Lathan was fighting, then was looking at the alien, then Sanaa Lathan's reaction saved the Predator. So Sanaa Lathan was looking at the Predator, and then she looked over his shoulder. He was like, well, what the hell are you looking at? Then he turned around and was like, oh, he started fighting an alien. So the alien, the predator, because we hated both of these characters for years, but then we found ourselves voting for whichever one you liked. I liked the predator. So the predator threw the alien past Sanaa Lathan. So the alien looks at the predator, looks at Sanaa Lathan. He's like, well, she's closest to me, so I'm gonna get her. So Sanaa Lathan started fighting him. And then while Sanaa Lathan was fighting the predator mounted his weapon. So y'all know the predator, them dudes bad. They be like, and then like, they were like the original Iron Man because they just had all this technology where they just go like this and stuff pops out of their wrist, and it was just cool as hell, right? So then Sanaa Lathan beats the alien. Then the alien is about to zap Sanaa Lathan because now when Sanaa Lathan finished, like, then all of a sudden those 3 dots came on Sanaa Lathan. She was like, dang, you still gonna shoot me? And then she turns around, and then what happened? She looks beyond them again. And now all of a sudden, he got his weapon now. And he turns, and they give you a digital view, and you see all these aliens about to come. But what did he do? There was one thing that he did that is what you're supposed to do. The alien was standing there like such. He was standing there. But when he turned around, he took a step back. He took a step back to survey the area to get a better view. Now, he only took one step back. Let's just say it was only 8 inches. But that 8 inches gave him a bigger view. When I go back, get a bigger view. Then he started going to work, right? A lot of you people don't do that. I said all that to say, a lot of you people don't do that. Because if you did, instead of giving benefit of the doubt, you would doubt the benefits. You would. People, I'm going to tell you something that happens in life. The older you get, the less time you got. The less time you got, you ain't got time to allow somebody to say, oh, they're a piece of dirt ball. Let me inject my will and see if that jumpstart their perspective in life. So you should doubt the benefits. A lot of you are in relationships with people. You're in situations with things where you invoked benefit of doubt. That's a you thing. That is something that you should fall back and say, boy, that was dumb. That was stupid of me. Boy, I'm a dummy. But no, you don't do that. You sit down there and you blame everybody else. This is why you'll never grow. This is why when people start to tell these individuals about themselves, they be like, no, because they never sat back and said, it's on me. People, I'm going to tell you something. I don't give benefit of the doubts no more. I'm too old. I'm 52 years old. Do you know if I give somebody the benefit of the doubt, I don't need for my doubt, my benefit of the doubt to mature. See, a lot of people that give the benefit of the doubt to things or situation, you don't know the maturity date of whenever it is you're going to do that. So why would you do that? Why would you do that? When you buy CDs, CDs have a maturity period. When you buy bonds have a maturity time. So you'll say, listen, I'm going to buy a 5-year bond. I'm going to buy an 18-month bond. I'm going to buy a 12-month CD. You don't have no maturity period, so that's just dumb. Yeah, dumb.com. It's just dumb. So you just sit down there and you're younger. It's understandable. And you give the benefit of the doubt when you should have doubted the benefits. Do you know what you're doing when you give someone the benefit of the doubt? Do you know what you're doing when you do that? You're letting them borrow your characteristics and give them back to you. I don't see the smartness in that. I don't. But after all, you can leave a comment below the video and you can enlighten me on this idiotic perspective of existence. When you give someone the benefit of the doubt, here's what you're saying. As I drink my concoction. Forgive me, y'all. I'm a concoction drinker. So when you give someone the benefit of the doubt, what you're doing is you're letting them borrow your morals. Let me explain the parallels of stupidity when it comes to that. How many times did you see Robin driving a Batmobile? I know that's fiction, but I just wanted to use that. How many times did you see Robin driving a Batmobile? How many times? I'll give you another great example. Yesterday, me and my woman was watching Thor. And Odin, you've seen it, cast out Thor. Thor was acting less than a god. So his father stripped him of his relics and casted him out. But what he did was he said, I love my son. That is my son. And I love my son. And even though my son is not showing the qualities of what he should have, I need to strip him of the hammer Mjolnir. But when his father, I kind of feel like I want to cry when I say this. And I say that because that is the father and son relationship. That's why I had to gasp for air. Just thought about that. His father wasn't stupid. His father said, I love my son. So he grabbed Mjolnir and said, whoever shall hold this hammer shall possess the power of Thor. Thor is his son. And he didn't send Thor, he didn't cast Thor out without a gateway. He casted his son out with his hammer, the mighty Mjolnir, which was forged from the heart of a dying star. It is a tool to build or it is a tool to destroy. I need y'all to follow. So what his father, Odin, said, you're not acting at the part. So it wasn't until the spell that Thor's father put on Mjolnir said, whoever shall possess the power shall wield Thor. Now, check this out. Loki went and tried to lift the hammer with his wicked intentions. And the hammer Mjolnir said, I didn't budge. Now, let's go advance to the Avengers. Endgame. What happened when Thor was all fat and chubby? And remember, Age of Ultron, Thor had Mjolnir at the party. Captain America couldn't lift it. Iron Man couldn't lift it. Iron Man, along with the Soldier Warrior, whatever his name is, couldn't lift the hammer. Bruce Banner couldn't lift the hammer. Tony Stark couldn't lift the hammer. You've seen it in Avengers where Thor threw the hammer at the Incredible Hulk. The Hulk caught it and it jerked him backwards and fell on the ground, and the Hulk was like, oh, the Hulk couldn't lift the hammer. But what did we see when the world was about to come to an end and the hammer Mjolnir was present? Odin's spell was still in existence. Whoever possesses the power. What happened? Captain America, who tried to lift the hammer in Avengers Age of Ultron, he couldn't lift the hammer. Thor was out of it. Thor was just bashed up. The hammer came to Captain America. And what did Captain America do? He fought with the hammer. That is the world of positive powers stand in alignment. You see, the power of Mjolnir said, I'm not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to go to you, Loki, because I know you ain't it. I'm laughing at something else. But what happened when Captain America, a person with good intentions, Thor was out of it. They were fighting Thanos. It was looking bad. Captain America's shield was all chopped to pieces, which was made of adamantium. No, adamantium is Wolverine. It was made of forgot the metal from Wakanda. But Thanos chopped it all up. And y'all know Captain America's motto, I can do this all day. Everybody else was knocked out of the box. And Captain was standing there with his shield all chopped to pieces. And they showed a wide screen. And it was like, Cap was like, all up, I can take all on all y'all. And that's why, if you can look at that, when it comes to benefit of the doubt, instead of giving the benefit of the doubt, You guys need to doubt the benefits. Now, often you get when, and I stated earlier, when you give someone the benefit of the doubts, what you're doing is you're letting them borrow your morals. Did the hammer say, Thor is casted out, I'm gonna let Loki take me and see what he do with me? Nope. Loki went to grab the hammer. The hammer said, nope. That's what you guys need to do and you people need to do. Because a lot of you individuals, you give people the benefit of the doubts when you should have doubted the benefits. And the reason why you doubt the benefits is because whenever you give somebody the benefit of the doubt, it's no offense to them. They're just not worth the same as you are. And for some reason, individuals navigated themselves through life or are currently navigating themselves through life, and they are giving benefits to people that aren't worth it. You just aren't worth it. Really, really. Go have you a bowl of cow manure, call it a day. Go on with your stinky breath. Just go. Just get out of my face. Talking about work this morning, y'all. 98.3.com FM. I'm Chris One Radio Group. Welcome to this thing, January 2nd, 2021. Doing this thing from home. I got She Cakes in the state, and she's here with me. So we're gonna be hanging out doing this thing together. And we're talking about worth this morning. We're talking about worth. And a lot of you don't understand it. No, you don't. You don't. You don't. You don't. You don't understand worth. You toy around with it. You make a mockery of it. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to. You ought to. I'm going to talk about why a lot of you guys you end up in the situation you're in. Why you and now I'm going to talk about why you void worth. Why you don't. Why you're in the situation you're in. I'm going to talk about that. And the reason is excuse me. The reason as to why you're in the situation you're in because you have a certain level of infatuation. People, I threw infatuation out the window in my late 20s and 30s. I threw it out the window. Infatuation, we was done with it. We was done with it. But a lot of you individuals are only in the situation you're in. And I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna be frank. White women don't love based on infatuation like women of color. I see women of color. When you ask a woman of color, what is it that you like about a man the most, they will put that first. I've seen postings on social media. You got a beard, inbox me. I've seen you got dreads. I love it good with dreads. I love when it with dreads eating my pussy and I'm playing with his dreads. I've seen nothing but I've never ever seen a white woman or Puerto Rican woman post anything on social media based on this is the only requirement to get my pussy. This is the only requirement. I've never seen that. Got a bald head. I love rubbing with a bald head. I love rubbing that head while he eating my pussy. Never seen it. So we're going to talk about infatuation as the reason as to why you are dealing with someone that ain't worth it and you are lowering your worth. You're lowering your worth. You're lowering. Yes, you are. You're lowering your worth. Yeah, you are. But I want to talk about something before I talk about that infatuation based on worth. I'm going to talk about worth lowerers. You lower your worth. You lower your worth. People, I want to be clear about something. What I'm about to say. I can sit here and tell you guys that excuse me, I unfortunately put myself in a situation where I was lowering my worth, but I want to be clear about something. I did it for my child. I will never in my life do it for a woman, ever, not even my own mother. You will treat me as such. If you listen to all the things that I talk about with DaShawn Bradley, that was the woman, they're my child, and I went through all of that with her. There is no other individual on record to say, yeah, I treated that like, yeah, once he told me he loved me, it was game on. I started treating that nigga. No. Listen, I judge my worth on a 24-hour cycle. Yeah, I do. Been doing it all my life. Started with my daddy when I was 17. Told my dad, bro, you can go ahead and kick rocks. And was willing to get the beat down that I thought my dad was going to give me. I thought my dad was going to kill me. I want to be clear about something. Everybody was scared of my father, except my Uncle Rolloway. Everybody was scared of my father, except me. You know why? Because I did nothing but shove the truth down his throat. We can be living like this and you making all the money you making. Truth. I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to allow nobody to treat me less than my worth. I wasn't. And I didn't. I want to be anywhere you are. Oh, I went to school with that individual. So, that is the one thing that I personally will never, ever be ashamed about. And I want to be clear. There are no cracks in my armor when I speak about what I speak about. There are no cracks in my armor. There are none. Keep looking. There are none. Keep fishing around for individuals to counter what I'm saying. Keep searching for lies. And you would be searching for lies because you can't phantom somebody. And definitely these individuals of color definitely can't phantom. Oh, there's a black man that's talking like he got morals. Sorry. This is why I can speak about the unfortunates of individuals dealing with losers. Don't come telling me how great you are if you're dealing with a loser, a donkey, a cat that's donkey rated. You have no worth. You unworthy. I actually said the HOE word, but I believe it. I have a self-bleeping system. What am I doing? Hold on. I'm going to set this thing up and then we're going to continue on. I'm going to talk about infatuation. I'm talking about this thing won't come up for me. Hold on. Come on, man. All right, let's see if we can make this happen. Then see what we go. See what we go ahead. See what type of film I got left. Oh, wow, we got 20 minutes. Okay. All right, so boom. Is it doing it for me? I'm trying to set this thing up. All right. Hey, y'all. Uh-oh. That ain't gonna work. All right, maybe that'll work. Nope, that's not gonna work. Oh my gosh. Dream on, dream away forever. I adore me amor. That's not gonna work. Hold on, y'all. Give me one bloody second. She gives me everything I need and more. I love her always. All right, so I got 7 minutes, man. So we'll just put a bow on it. We'll talk about infatuation. So infatuation, the unfortunateness of infatuation will force you to abort evaluating someone's worth. That's all it does. That's all it does. When you're infatuated about something, about somebody, you will abort their worth. If you look at all the times you went through something with somebody, it's something that you liked about them. It's something that you was into. You could have took that quality, put it on somebody else. You would have went through the same thing with them too. You could have put that there. Why do you think I tell you guys that Crystal L. Holman is the worst woman I've ever dated with? I went through so much stuff with that individual because of an infatuation with the large booty. Yep. I went through an aborted worth with that individual. So let's be clear. What I said earlier was there's no one that could. I went through. I was bit of there's a bit of a contradiction because what I thought. Let me explain to you what the situation was where I was living. I was living in the Pocono Mountains, Pennsylvania. In the Pocono Mountains, Pennsylvania, there are no single people up in the Pocono Mountains, Pennsylvania. In order to get a girlfriend, I would have to have went back to New Jersey to get a girlfriend. And because I would have to get a girlfriend, there was, when you met somebody single up in the Pocono Mountains, you dealt with it. Now, so that's where I met Crystal Holman, and we got together, broke up. But honestly, out of the probably 4 years that I dealt with her, 3 years and 3 months of it was friends. We were just friends. The other 9 months that I dealt with her we was in a relationship. So that's why I dealt with her on a lot of whatever, because we wasn't in a relationship. It was just hanging out. And up there, living up in the mountains, you would have loved someone to hang out with. It was like, I would never do that again. I would never live in a desolate area. I would never ever live in a rural area by myself. That was one of the features that I was looking for when I was buying my house. I was going to buy my house in the rural part of Virginia, 2 acres, and because flying planes, I wanted to be able to say one day I could buy a plane and put it on my whatchamacallit. Nonetheless, I snapped out of it at the last minute. So I brought a house in the city. I have neighbors on both sides of me come out. Hey, top of the morning, neighbor to you. Oh, that didn't fan out too well, but that's what. So infatuation is the reason why a lot of you individuals find yourself in an unfortunate situation. I can't tell you how many of my clients, like 70% of them, are in the situation that they're in. 70% of individuals that are paying child support ain't worth. They put they dick in a chick that's not worthy of a creamy beard. I would not waste a nut on their face. Y'all know I need help. I mean, come on. You've gone through what you've gone through, and you're going through what you're going through based on the fact that you've been infatuated. Be honest with yourself. And I'm going to be clear about something. When I went through the stuff with Crystal L. Holman, it wasn't years. I'm meeting individuals, and I have met individuals, and it's like, my very first girlfriend. We spoke last year. She called me up through Messenger, and she was like, "Do you still got houses here in New Jersey?" And I'm like, "No." And she was like, "It's hard. I did about 10 or 12 apartment applications, and I keep getting denied. I can't keep giving $50 just to get denied. You know, it's hard for me. My husband been in jail for 10 years now." And I'm listening to her like, "Yeah, that's the reason why me and you just." And I remember the reason why we broke up. She was hanging out with no good because I went to Essex County Vocational High. She went to Barringer. And to see a group of dudes from Barringer and her with them, I'm like, "Well, why are you with me? I'm not, bye." And then 40 years later, she still is engaged in jail niggas. There's women, there are men. There are women that are infatuated to dudes when in jail. There's women that are infatuated to dudes that one chick on Facebook had a posting, "If you don't got 3 bodies, don't inbox me." Beautiful woman. If you don't got bodies, I like niggas with bodies. Infatuation. That's a 90% relationship perspective. Infatuation. A person isn't this, a person isn't that. Individuals don't want to have nothing to do with them because they don't meet their infatuation criteria. I have had women tell me I was boring, I was this, I was that. I had women tell me a whole bunch of stuff in the past. Do you know what happened when I went to my 30th high school reunion? It was like, "Oh my God, look at Chris. You still look the same. You haven't aged a bit. I know I'm ugly, but I'm so damn pretty. I'm so damn pretty." Pretty Chrissy is what they call them. Infatuation. If you stop and realize why you're not treating like you're worth, because the person you're infatuated with knows you're infatuated with them. They see you as you see another person with that beard. "Oh, I like niggas with beards." They watch you as they see that you look at another guy with beards, and they watching you like, "Oh, she's infatuated with guys with beards." Yeah, your woman knows. Let me tell you something. My ex-wife called out my infatuation. She said, "You like women with big booties." I was like, "Damn, how did you know? You light up when you look at one." That's what my wife said to me some 30 years ago. She said that. I was standing there when she said it. Infatuation. We all know each other's infatuation. We can tell. We can look at old pictures. We can listen to talk. We know. Oh, there was an infatuation with. It's infatuation. And then you look at the length of time that the person that they went through, connect the infatuation with that, boom, you get your answer. Listen, there ain't one, count them, there isn't one woman with a big old booty that said, oh, we went through a full year of nonsense because he loved my big booty. Not one. Let's be clear. Infatuation, you can't invoke your worth in infatuation. It's impossible. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that, oh yeah, this is what, no, you cannot invoke worth. Your worth means nothing. You said you did this for them. So what? You're infatuated with them. You said you got blah, 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 blah. So what? You're infatuated with them. You said you don't deserve this. Yes, you do. You're infatuated with them. Your worth means nothing. As my man, Priest said to that white detective, if thing, and I mean nothing better happen to one hair on my gorgeous head. That's right. If I so much choke on a chicken bone, your whole family is out of there. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. And I mean crystal. You're infatuated. Stop. What you want means nothing. So what? This is why none of my relationships got back to marriage. I was married one time. Dang, I'm one time. I got more time in single than I do in marriage. Why? Because I ran into individuals and they were like, oh, wait a minute. My butt is big and the other niggas treated me like, and I'm like, your big booty means nothing to me. And see that girl right there? No, turn around. See that girl right there? She got one. Oh, no, hold on. Don't look over there. That girl got one too. So guess what? Your infatuation is out the window. Do you know your worth? Do you know your worth? Or if so, why are you in the situation you're in? Why? Why? Why don't you have somebody in your life that recognize your worth? So I'll do a worth part two, and I'll bring forth. You know what? I got to create the Hated One Unplugged because I got a lot of my material that women are talking about, and they're doing a lot of cursing, and I want to try to minimize that on this channel. The closer I get to monetization, I want to minimize that. But there was this woman of color that said, the reason why we deal with no good men is because no good men we have to live up to our worth. And when it comes to dealing with good men, we have to treat them like they're worth. And you will feel as though you won't live up to that. That's what she said. I haven't. Like I said, I got over 50,000 videos. Please don't think I'm up here winging this. Please don't think I'm here just saying this because I just love to hear myself speak. It's January 2nd, 2021. The year is new. It is. It's Saturday. Have a good day, y'all.